वैराग्य विद्या निज भक्ति योगा शिक्षार्थमेक पुरुष पुराना श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य शरीर धारी कृपां बुद्धिर्यतमहं प्रपद्ये मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुदीनतारणं वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna, warm welcome everyone in the study of, say, exploring Krishna consciousness, understanding Krishna consciousness, and in this our journey, our little journey of, say, practice of Krishna consciousness. Today we'll start with a book called Nectar of Instruction, written by Srila Rupa Goswami, one of the saints, acharyas in the Vaishnava tradition in Vrindavan, from Vrindavan. And the entire practice of Krishna consciousness, or Srila Prabhupada, the founder Acharya of ISKCON International Society for Krishna Consciousness, when he left India to propagate the message of Mahaprabhu Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, to propagate the message of Krishna consciousness, the whole is based on these teachings of Srila Rupa Goswami, Nectar of Instruction. The key prominent books, say, scriptures in Krishna consciousness practice is what? Bhagavad Gita, that's for sure. Every philosophical question answer, every life oriented question and answer easily is answered or settled in Bhagavad Gita. Then Srimad Bhagavatam, something into helping us understand who is Krishna, who are we, say, and the loving relationship Krishna shares with his loving devotees. And Chaitanya Charitamrita, I struggle, I'm still struggling. How best can I put it? How best can I mean, I can never define Chaitanya Charitamrita. We cannot put it in best words here. But Chaitanya Charitamrita is such a literature which is not to be read. It is to be cried. Uh, Chaitanya Charitamrita is to get absorbed fully. A literature, scripture, a book. It is to get absorbed fully in it and go on crying, reading Chaitanya Charitamrita and further on. So, and what helps us in the practice of Krishna consciousness in reading these literatures and overall practice is this book, Nectar of Instruction, and another book, Nectar of Devotion by Srila Rupa Goswami, same author, same writer. So we'll from now on we'll try to explore more into Nectar of Instruction, and we'll see these instructions, they are genuine nectar. Genuine nectar. And again, the principles, the teachings of Krishna consciousness are all universal. It is not aimed, it is a non-sectarian practice. So non-sectarian practice meaning it is not aimed at any particular sect or a particular faith believer. No. It is for humanity throughout, humanity at large. And also the practice of Krishna consciousness, not just does humans benefit out of it, even plants, trees, animals, uh, nature throughout, and open for all. Boy and girls of any age can practice this nectar of these instructions. It doesn't matter, one could be atheist or theist, or student, working, retired person, whatever language, culture, background. mm, No as such background criteria. The only, say, the ask or criteria perhaps is what? On the person's part only. What? Sincerity, willingness, open mindedness. That is the only thing which is required. That one should be a bit sincere, one should be a bit willing, one should be a bit open, one should be a bit wanting to learn and not judgmental straight on to begin with. Questions are always encouraged, and to ask question is a sign of intelligence. Uh, And questions can be doubting questions as well, that is fine, but it is the mood, the attitude, the object behind the question. Asking questions should never be as such to defeat the other person or to prove the other person wrong or to prove that okay, I sound better than the other person. No, it should be with a mood to understand, to get enlightened, to get the knowledge, so that we can find that encouragement, inspiration to put it into practice and further excel. You know, one thing in life, what does there are lots and lots of myths around spirituality. Lots of myths with religion, spirituality, Krishna consciousness, spirituality in large. Now, many philosophies somewhere overlaps with Krishna consciousness, Christianity, Islam, Buddhism, Hinduism, many overlapping, and then there are some philosophical differences as well between amongst them. Same, but by and large, can I say spirituality is what? Can I say spirituality is ever excellence in our thoughts? Spirituality is ever excelling excellence in our vision, in our aim and aspiration of life, in our consciousness, in our appraisal, self appraisal, yes, self appraisal as well, and in appraisal of the nature, what nature has given us, spirit, supreme spirit, or to be more specific, continuous ever excelling in our appraisal of Krishna. That is Krishna consciousness. To be ever reminded of Krishna, and not reminded in the sense, oh, Krishna is so kind, he gave us food to eat, water to drink, and this setup. That is fine. That is fine. That is still all right. But furthermore, that I'm a part of Krishna's existence. So valuable we are, that we are a part of Krishna's existence. We coexist. Krishna cannot live without us. We also cannot live without him. So much so that Krishna has taken shelter in our heart. So much so. Now, Krishna consciousness various ways to perhaps understand in our conditioned mind. One question is, say this question, if I may ask, on whose side is God not? On whose side God is not? If my English makes sense. What do you say? On whose side is God not or God not? Harsha, Nikhil, Karthike, Anuja, others. Anisha, yes,
Hello.
Anuja. Okay, Anuja says none. Question being, on whose side is God not? God is on everyone's side. And Krishna, only He can afford to be on everyone's side. We cannot be on everyone's side. Us humans, we choose sides, we take sides and all. Sometimes we hear people say that I support no political party or I take no sides and all. But even still, people take sides. And so, Krishna, on whose side is he not? Meaning, he is doing the welfare for each and everyone. huh? He is after the welfare of each and everyone. He is in even a thief, even a cheat, a liar, a drug addict, whatever, a wrong person, a morally corrupt person, still Krishna is on his side and helping everyone purify in their journey towards excellence, ever excellence. How a thief or a morally corrupt person, an unethical person, and further on, dishonest person, Krishna is helping him or her understand that where is he going wrong in life, if not now, eventually at some point, and helping him facilitate his desires, do some facilitation for his desires, and also helping him get frustrated from his desires so that he can go through it and not just go, grow through it as well. You know, we humans in life, we go through. We go through phases. Oh, I'm having a rough phase at work. I'm going through a rough patch in my relationship with my money, with my health. But through Krishna consciousness, we not only want to go through, we want to grow through as well. Many a times in life, we come across same problem, if not same, similar sort of problem. Huh? One day I might have come through a problem and I tell myself, okay, I've learned my message. Many of my family members, close family members, they say this, okay, this is new to me, this is the first time, but I've learned my message. That was a tough time, I've learned it. But personally, I don't think so. I've learned anything and all because again, 2 years or 1 year down the line, I come across the similar situation or same situation, and I still pretty much act the same. Pretty much act the same. So I'm going through life. Question is, am I growing through life or not? Huh? We all are going through life. We all are passing life one way or other. Life is not stopping for anyone, be it COVID or no COVID and all. Life is not stopping for anyone, but are we growing in life? And through these instructions, nectar of instructions, we will find lots and lots of encouragement, lots of peace, lots of clarity, inspiration, uh, faith, friendship, to not just to go through in life, but grow and grow in our desires. We have to grow through our desires. So that is Krishna is in everyone's side. Based on the law of karma, he's helping everyone grow in their desires, purify their heart. Huh? And furthermore, question now, somewhat, even theoretically, we might have realized, we may understand, even though theoretically, that Krishna is all good. He's all good. God is all good. So, and God is only God, only Krishna can afford to be on everyone's side easily. Easily. Everyone's side meaning at the center of everyone's life, at the center of everyone's problem, at the center of everyone's well being as well. Only He is the ultimate solution for everyone. So, theoretically, we might understand if we have experienced this, great, very nice. Next thing is God is on everyone's side, Krishna is on everyone's side. This raises a question, this brings another thought, a question what? Am I on Krishna's side? And this is the thing through the practice of Krishna consciousness, teachings of Bhagavad Gita, nectar of instruction. This should haunt me actually. This should haunt me. On a daily basis, the entire practice of Krishna consciousness is to be more introspective actually. Mm. One should never consider that, okay, I'm a teacher and there are some students and I'm trying to teach anyone. No. The better I would be if I always remain a student if I can be a student. So not here to teach anyone, rather to learn throughout. So Krishna is on everyone's side. Now question is, am I on Krishna's side? And if this question haunts me, comes to me daily, na, then I can keep myself on guard. I can check myself. I can straight away get the inspiration. People say what gut feeling or call or universe calling or this call from inside and all. If I keep tab myself on this question, then I will see Krishna speaking wonders to me through many a ways. That on whose side is Krishna not? He's on everyone's side. Question is, am I on Krishna's side? And when I am on Krishna's side, I'm always on the side of morality, transcendental morality. I'm always on the side of victory. I'm always on the side of good fortune. I'm always on the side of purity. So, with this hope, aim, aspiration, desire, prayer, we continue our study. We begin our exploration of Krishna consciousness and we start with this nectar of instruction. And we'll read the preface now. And as we read the preface, I would ask everyone once we have read the preface. There is one sentence in particular, and I strongly, strongly feel as we read, we all will stumble on that one sentence. Or after we have read the preface, I will ask everyone, did you spot any one particular sentence which really struck a chord with you, which really touched you, which really got your attention? So let us start with this prayer, seeking the blessings of Vaishnavas, Acharyas, Gurujan, that we can really imbibe, immerse in studying this nectar of instruction. So whenever Nikhil you are ready, can share screen, bring the preface, and Karthike, will you be able to read one paragraph, the first two paragraphs, and then I will call out
Yes, yes,
what we
Prabhuji.
say.
Hare Krishna.
Yeah, Hare Krishna. So Nikhil, whenever you are ready, can share screen. Nectar of instruction preface we see. Uh, Nectar of instruction, na? In Hindi, Updesha Amrit. Proper Amrit it is of all Updeshas. Updesha means instructions and proper, this is nectar of proper instruction. And through this study, we try to churn the instructions. Okay, Nikhil, I believe is having some technical problem. Maybe if anyone else can share screen, then say.
Prabhuji,
Yeah,
if
bro, I'm
can share my
trying
screen.
to. Mhm.
Yeah, Karthik and Nikhil, whosoever can share screen, then share.
I am watching from my mobile phone. Is it visible to everybody, the screen?
Yes, it is visible.
Okay. Preface.
So, hmm,
Yeah. The Krishna consciousness movement is conducted under the supervision of Srila Rupa Goswami. The Gaudiya Vaishnavas or the Bengali Vaishnavas are mostly followers of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, of whom the six Goswamis of Vrindavana are direct disciples. Therefore, Srila Narottama Das Thakura has sung
Rupa
Rupa.
Raghunatha Pade হইবে আকুতি কবে হাম বুঝাবো সে যুগল প্রীতি.
When I am eager to understand the literature given by the Goswamis, then I shall be able to understand the transcendental loving affairs of Radha and Krishna. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared in order to bestow upon human society the benediction of the science of Krishna. The most exalted of all activities of Lord Krishna are his pastime of conjugal love with the gopis. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared in the mood of Srimati Radharani, the best of the gopis. Therefore, to understand the mission of Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and follow his footsteps, one must very seriously follow in the footsteps of the six Goswamis: Sri Rupa, Sanatana, Bhatta, Raghunatha, Sri Jiva, Gopal Bhatta, and Dasa Raghunatha.
Nikhil read from here.
Srila Rupa Goswami was the leader of all the Goswamis, and to guide our activities, he gave us this Budeshamrit, the nectar of instruction to follow. As Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu left behind him the eight verses known as Shikshashtak, Shikshashtak, Rupa Goswami gave us Upadeshamrit so that we may become pure Vaishnavas. In all spiritual affairs, one's first duty is to control his mind and senses. Unless one controls his mind and senses, and one cannot make any advancement in spiritual life. Everyone within this material world is engrossed in the modes of passion and ignorance. One must promote himself to the platform of goodness, Sattvagun, by following the instructions of Srila Rupa Goswami, and then everything concerning how to make further progress will be revealed. Advancement in Krishna consciousness depends on the attitude of the follower. A follower of the Krishna consciousness movement should become a perfect Goswami. Vaishnavas are generally known as Goswamis. In Vrindavan, this is the title by which the director of each temple is known. One who wants to become a perfect devotee of Krishna must become a Goswami. Go means the senses, and Swami means the master. Unless one controls his senses and mind, one cannot become a Goswami. To achieve the highest success in life by becoming a Goswami and then a pure devotee of the Lord, one must follow the instructions known as Videshamrit, which have been given by Srila Rupa Goswami. Srila Rupa Goswami has given many other books such as Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu, Vidagdh Madhav, and Lalita Madhav, but Upadeshamrit constitutes the first instructions for neophyte devotees. One should follow these instructions very strictly, then it will be easier to make one's life successful. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, thank you. So Prabhupada wrote this preface on September of 20th, 1975 on Vishwarupa Mahotsava in Krishna Balram Mandir, Ramanriti, Vrindavan, India. So uh, now Rupa Goswami, six Goswamis of Vrindavan, na? Rupa Goswami, Sanatan Goswami, Raghunath Das Goswami, Raghunath Bhatta Goswami, Jiva Goswami, Gopal Bhatt Das Goswami, Gopal Bhatt Goswami. These six saints in Vrindavan, India, from Vrindavan, India, they wrote many books, many literatures. Uh, for us beginners in Krishna consciousness, nectar of instruction is we should be reading, we should be referring. And then there's nectar of devotion. Then there's nectar of devotion. mm, Nectar of Devotion, and Lalit Madhav, Vidagdh Madhav, Raghunath Das Goswami wrote Mana Siksha, very beautiful. Sanatan Goswami gave commentary on Damodar Ashtakam and Brihad Bhagavad Gita, and lots of these books, Krishna consciousness. I mean, it's a never ending, or life will be short. There's so much of literature to read. See, the mood when we do japa, the mood should be like chanting on beads. The mood should be like what? That this is my last round. As in, I won't be. We should chant in a way that this is my last round. You know, in films and some in sports, I believe more to pump up the sports person, and maybe good also. They say, na, play the sport as if this is your last game, as if you are not going to play tomorrow, or play as if this is your last. In movies, maybe act as if this is your last. So likewise, a sadhaka, a practitioner, when he does japa, chanting on beads, he should be doing it with that um, with that concentration, with that attention, with that bringing oneself into japa, that okay, this is my last round. How would we chant if we are told that okay, this is your last day? The mood will change altogether. In entire spiritual practice. So this is again a bit of an open question, and let me know if you want me to rephrase the question. In entire spiritual practice overall, different faiths, different walks, what is at the center? What is it aimed for? What is the most precious moment to a bit rephrase my question, and this is maybe I'm giving a big clue here, hopefully. Let's see. In a student's life, what is the biggest waiting point? What is the biggest juncture? What is the biggest thing for in a student's life? To excel in an exam is the biggest thing for a student's life. Okay, nice. Yes.
to
Can
get
be
good marks, Prabhuji.
to get good marks.
Yeah, the result, I
Or
would say.
yeah, result. Okay. Let us try to
To make
come this with one word only. For a student's life, what is it that is the most important thing? Just one word, say. Okay,
satisfaction.
someone says
Degree.
teacher, someone says number, score, someone says degree. Say again? Yeah, to the result. Okay, fine. Uh, what else? So
Satisfaction of the teacher.
in a mm-hmm, degree,
Satisfaction of the
knowledge,
teacher.
satisfaction. Okay, okay. Uh, in a sports person's life, someone playing football, what is the most awaited day for him? What is that he's preparing for? What is the for a sports person? So Karthik says World Cup final, cricketer. See the
Performance.
performance. Okay, the thing a student's life is all centered. The main waiting thing is what? Not the result, the examination. Examination. For a sports person, not the result. And performance is part of it, okay. Knowledge, satisfaction, all that. The thing, what is in his vision? A sports, Olympics people, 4 year after every 4 years gap, that big Olympics event happened, right? Now, many Olympic practitioners, once they've gone through, say, swimming or archery and all, after 6 months again, they start practicing for the next Olympics, which is like 3.5 years away, right? Very soon they start practicing. They start keeping in good rhythm, good schedule, training, mindset, and all, and go more competitions and all. But what are they aiming for? Olympics, right? The next coming Olympics, the next coming Olympics to perform, to prepare. Generally, they wouldn't and they shouldn't go with a winning mentality. That, okay, they're told, right? We are here to play, to perform, to absorb ourselves, to naturally feel and all. Winning is a part of it. When we go with that, winning is a part of it. But if we go with the attitude that we are here to win, that's taking too much of pressure to begin with. Huh? That I'm here to win. No. Students, they are encouraged, no? Big institutes and all before exam. Calm down. Some examinations in India before exam, they are told like 5-10 minutes. Just relax. Calm down. Uh, Take a deep breath, do some pranayam, control your breath, just let it be, just forget anything of the outside world. Uh, just be there. Likewise, sports people and all. So, sports person, he's what for World Cup or Olympics. That is what day in, day out. And rest is all part of it. Student examination. When do I get my GCSE O level doctor, this engineering, IIT examination? A spiritual practitioner, where is his focus? What is he throughout thinking and preparing? Death. A spiritual practitioner, death is at the center of whatever he does. Death. Huh. That human life, if you want, check it out, note it down, say. Human life is meant to glorify death. Student life is meant to what? Glorify the exams. Say yes. Student is focused, right? Okay. Next week, Monday, I have my exam. 7 days to go. 6 days to go. 5 days to go. Come Monday morning, 9 a.m. is my exam. Sunday evening, he wants to prepare himself nicely. Monday morning, wakes up, good breakfast on time and everything. And those 3 hours. In sports, they say those 90 minutes, 3 hours, this, no one can take it from you. Just give your best to it. Do not be result obsessed. Just follow the process. You have done all the hard work, blah, de, blah, de, blah. Right? So, for a spiritual practitioner, his all focus should be where? Towards meeting that. Such a glorious junction, such a glorious moment. Ironically, the life we live in, the society we live in, is a cover up society. Complete cover up society. Tell in which society death is discussed. Where? In which society? In which news channel? Is it in Australian news channel, Fox news channel, or some Australia? Or in France, there is a France 24, BBC. Where? Which media? Facebook? Is that discussed? What comes? Just rest in peace. That is all. Move on, forget. The society we live in is a very cover up society. A spiritual practitioner always keeps that in mind, yes. So human life is meant to glorify that and furthermore and way beyond to it. No? We come up with such a baggage of ignorance, such a baggage of karmic reactions, so many desires, and this in life we amass, we further accumulate so much further more desires, so much further more calculations, and so many things. Grudges, emotions, and furthermore and all. So this is where these instructions and everything doesn't matter student or a working person or man, woman, whosoever. Universal instructions which we are going to see. But a sadhaka, a spiritual practitioner, he's the one who considers himself a teacher. He should really be. He's traveling on thick grounds then, on very shaky platform. No, no. And we are not here to teach someone, say no. Uh, Rather, how can I be a student? How can I actually be a student? Okay, Nikhil, you're saying something.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hmm.
So like glorify death. So like, can you please explain that glorifying death?
Yeah, so nice. I think this is the question, right? What does it mean by glorifying that? What do you mean when we say glorify that? Human life is meant to glorify that. Glorify that meaning that is for whom? That is for the body only, not for the soul proper. Consciousness never dies, energy never dies. That is for the body only. And glorify death as in, okay, that is matter. So, okay, matter, it goes back into matter and give that. But the spirit is for eternity. And to find that eternal, to be in that eternal consciousness, to be in that eternal relationship, loving relationship. And relationship means what? Two. Generally, with relationships comes the by default two, uh, two persons or two objects. And what does relationship bring by default in itself? It brings what? A mood of service. Mm. A relationship could be me with my own mind. There has to be some service involved attached to it. Could be me and my ego, could be me and my greed, me and my lust, me and my pride, or me and my kindness. But relationship means two, relationship means service. So glorify that meaning that is for the body and give let the body die. But in spirit, in eternity, in understanding, before we face that, we have to understand our real potential. We have to not just understand, we have to know, we have to live, we have to come to our transcendental identity, spiritual identity proper. Mm. And we have to live in that zone so that when death comes, what? It will be just taking the body away. And the spirit soul, he will go in an eternal transcendental zone, realm, in the association of Krishna and his pure devotees for a loving bond for eternity. Since eternity, we have glorified everything. Glorified meaning, uh, since eternity, we have made success in a way, or we have glorified, we have achieved everything, but not death. We have glorified as in since eternity, we might have become doctors, we might have become engineers, lawyers, prime ministers, whatnot, celebrities. Since eternity, we might have become lion, whatnot, even Lord Brahma. But since eternity, we couldn't manage to fully glorify that. Also, to say glorify that meaning, sometimes what happens, say a police is in chase of a thief, and what does the thief do? It happens, right? It's shown in movies and all. So the thief could be wearing what? I don't know. I'm just saying he could be wearing a red cap. I'm just saying. I'm not seeing anyone in particular. I'm saying thief could be wearing a red cap, say, and he could be wearing a denim trousers, jeans trousers, say, and a blue shirt uh, with some and sleeves rolled up, say. I'm just saying, and maybe holding a phone in his hand with a necklace, a bracelet on his right hand. I'm not seeing anyone in front of me. I'm just saying. So a thief could be dressed like that, say, huh? Now, police is in chase of the thief, and the police knows the sketch of the thief, his height and everything. Thief also knows police is after me and all. What does the thief do? He puts that head cap to someone else. He makes the dress wear someone else and all. All the external thing he passes in someone, and for himself he takes on a slightly different dress, walks slightly, and that ways he will walk right in front of the police, eye to eye. Huh? He will see the police eye to eye and walk past the police, might even speak with the police. And the police will tell him directions. Okay, yes, you want to go there, this is the direction. So what? He has cheated the police, say? He has, okay, and police will go where? Looking for that person whom he, I don't know this English word, say there's some particular word, right? Whom he whom he got into wearing this dress and all, and police is now in chase after that person. Likewise, a spiritual practitioner needs to understand how to glorify that, meaning how can we trick that? It's not tricking that as such, but how can we actually trick that? That yet when the Lord of Death comes to receive, he just comes and receives the body. There you go, dead matter. Body is anyways dead matter. Take the dead matter and go. Hmm? But the soul proper the consciousness, death has no access to it. The Lord of Death has no access to my consciousness, to our consciousness, to our thought process altogether, our contemplation, our aim, aspiration, vision. If I am thinking of Krishna, if I'm remembering of Krishna, if I'm gratitude of Krishna, if I'm gratitude of Guru Maharaj, then that has no access to it. That has access to what? My material desires, material thought process. And in order to fulfill that, this human body or any body is given to fulfill, facilitate that desires. So, likewise, again, that say a gentleman, maybe you can call him a gentleman wearing red cap, say, and dress. Now, trick, he may put on those dress to someone else and bribe the person, take this dress, wear this and all, and give you money. Huh? And he may dress a bit differently and walk straight in front of the police, see the police eye to eye, and go. And the police will do what? Police will make the way. Police will make the way for him, give him help. Yes. Huh? Likewise, when we elevate in our consciousness, na, development is not of the body, development is of consciousness. And the biggest irony in this world is we want to develop, but all externally. All externally. Uh, Tell wherever development, now a high speed train is being built. Birmingham to London, I believe, connecting, or somewhere to connecting London. And it's like such a massive project, how many million pounds, and will help what? Within 1 hour, say, reach from Birmingham to London, something like that. So, what I mean to say, throughout the world, if we check, development is all externally. Development in this world, development means what? Manipulation of matter. Interaction or manipulation of matter is deemed as, oh wow, very knowledgeable, very developed. You know, IT people, software programmers, engineers. uh, they're in Silicon Valley is the place in America. In some places, they are ranked so high, high paid jobs, and this, and why they can do programming and coding, sophisticated using AI and things and all. All this, and if I may say, again, I'm not trying to loosely someone respect their intelligence, but is it used in the proper channel, say? And such jobs are so draining, so absorbing, so draining and so absorbing. So it is what? Just manipulation of matter, interaction, manipulation of matter. All play with what? 0 and 1, or 0 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 9, A, B, C, D, and just how we interact, how we manipulate. In all of this, where is the evolution of consciousness? As in, wherein is it that day by day, shouldn't we be becoming more peaceful? Huh? Human life is meant for that only, right? That day by day we should be becoming more peaceful. Day by day we should be becoming more content. Day by day we should be finding more satisfaction. Day by day we should be finding more compassion. Huh? We should day by day we should be more honest, more simple. And where is that development? Where is that? So human life is meant to glorify that. Glorify that as in materially completely dead. Huh? Completely dead. That sense glorify that. So we we have to actually die before we die. Meaning we have to be materially dead before we actually see death. Because before we actually, otherwise, if I have any iota of hatred towards anyone, if I have any iota of conflict, iota, we understand, right? Any tiny bit of conflict towards anyone, hatred, anger, grudge, anything, remorse and all, that means what? Okay, something is unfulfilled in you. So my dear son, you still have some longing, you still have some attachment towards matter. Fine. And that the iota can expand towards what? It can expand to eternity. Since eternity, we are struggling with possibly that iota of. See? Uh, So this is this human form of life wa- wanting us through the practice of Krishna consciousness a direct wake up call. That doesn't mean that we stop studying or we stop becoming lawyer, doctor, engineer. Krishna never told Arjuna to not fight. Arjuna still fought and fought bravely. Hmm? Still fought and fought bravely. But the consciousness level changed altogether. The attitude, the motive changed altogether. So human life is meant to glorify death in that sense. Uh, Another example I will share. Take it as a question and then we can see more. So, say you are in a park. You are in a park, we are in a park, say, and we are chased by a dog. Now, what will we do when we are in a park chased by a dog? Run? Alicia, did you say run? Yeah, okay. Karthike says run, Alicia says run. Anyone else, any thoughts?
Stand still.
Okay, Nikhil says stand still. Alicia says run, some others say run. Okay. See, when we are chased by a dog, what we'll do maybe now this is the reflex of the body or reflex of the mind. We are very reflexing, but we do not know that we are so reflexing. In the sense, the reflex of the body or the mind would be what? Either stand still or run or hide somewhere close by something. Huh? So that is there. But the reflex of the consciousness should be what? The reflex of the soul proper should be what? To remember Krishna, to chant the holy names of Krishna, hmm? To think of Krishna. That. to yet not get agitated or that thing. So there is something which is of the function of the body, a bit of a natural function of the body is to what, either run or to stay quiet. And this is not when chased by a dog in the park, when chased by some job complexity, when chased by some family complexity, and so much such things and all. Huh? So something of the body reflects, but this is where through mantra meditation, manastrayate iti mantra, through chanting, through spiritual practice, we have to grow over our this bodily desires or bodily fears, material attachments, material desires, all of this, so that one day it is an undeniable truth. All of us have to face that for sure. Are we prepared? Are we ready for it? If we have to die tomorrow, who is ready for dying tomorrow? Are we prepared? Are we ready? If we have to leave our body, say tomorrow, where will be our thought? Where will be our focus? What is in our hands? Is anything in our hands? Nothing as such. COVID came, so many plans changed and all. What was in our hands? How much are we taking things out? Again, taking things out in our hands, meaning there is only one way to grow. That is spiritually. Materially, we can never grow. Materially means exhaustion, consumed, and ultimately burnt out. Burnt out. So many celebrities tell us, right, from their life experience that I have reached the pinnacle of my career. And what do I find? Shallow, hollowness. Uh, I've reached the top and I'm lacking oxygen now. I'm suffocating. So you see, so many comedians, they make people smile, they make people laugh, they are paid for it. But they themselves, they feel very shallow or hollow life. I'm not saying every comedian as such, but then again, this is what there's comedians' lives and all. Huh? They themselves feel like they are making people laugh, but they themselves feel. There are many artists who write sad songs. Na? They're such good writers, and they write sad songs, poetries, and stories, fictions, and novels. Because inside something is burning, and the audience is there. Love songs, sad love songs, emotional relationship, heartbreakup. Such a proper recipe for a super hit movie. No? There are so many people who go through this heart relationships, breakups, and personally, it a bit. I find it very sad seeing young boys and girls say getting into emotional this sort of relationships and breaking apart and all. And this is not what life is meant for. So this is precisely, Nikhil, what we mean by glorifying death. Huh? So there is something the reflex of the body. See, Prabhupada says and Acharya says what? Bhagavad Gita, the whole of Bhagavad Gita can be summarized in two shlokas. The message is there, na? 1865, 1866. Manmana bhav bhakto madhyaji mam namaskuru. Krishna says in 1865 that always think of me, remember me, become my devotee, give your mind to me, be attached to me, offer your homage, respect, prayers to me. And then further he says what? 66, the next verse he says, Sarva dharman paritajya mam ekam sharanam vraja. Aham tvam sarva papebhyo mokshashami masuja. That abandon all varieties of religion, as in give up all unwanted things and all. All unwanted attachments, identities, and all, and just surrender unto me. I will liberate you. I will completely liberate you, and do not worry. Hmm. Do not worry, do not fear. So we carry an element of fear. And it is natural. See, it is not to say when death comes, a spiritual practitioner will he not be fearful. That fear is a reflex of the body, say. That fear. It's not like a dog is coming, then one will not be no fearful, or someone say comes pokes a pen or something sharp object, not fearful. But that is the reflex of the body, perhaps reflex of the mind. But the soul proper, it shouldn't be reacting in that sense. Hmm? Everything, whatever we do, a spiritual practitioner, for him, everything in a life should be a reminder of God. Should be should make him remindful of Krishna. Hmm? He should be able to see, realize in this life that how my life has been dovetailed in a way so that I can come closer to Krishna. And we'll find this arrangement, good or bad. Someday I fall down from the stairs. That should also help me realize, wow, this is a arrangement of Krishna to help me come closer to him. Huh? And one day I may find promotion in a job. This is an arrangement of Krishna to help me come closer to him. Now it all depends. hmm, What is our understanding of life? It precisely depends on the company we keep, the saintly people who we are surrounded with. So does this somewhat answer your question, Nikhil? What does it mean that
Very much, yes, yes,
human life is meant to glorify death, sadhaka's life? In society, again, cover up society. Now, whenever death is taught, see, if check with your friends, family, parents, teachers, and whosoever. Don't speak that. Why do you speak so negative? Why do you speak so pessimistic? No? But it is not negative. It is a reality. This is real. And how prepared are we? Look, something which is not real, something which is very temporary, we make tremendous preparations for it, don't we? Tremendous preparations for something which is temporary, very short lived. Say wedding, honeymoon, whatnot, so many such things, job wise, this, and the whole world is caught up in that. But what is real? Death, uh, birth, death, old age, disease. Where is our focus? So we read the preface, and any thoughts on any sentence on the preface which caught anyone's attention? Pip knows this from before. Anyone else would they like to share? So we asked this
I know
question.
that. It,
Yes,
that
Nikhil.
we discussed, like, is it that attitude sentence?
So what is that sentence? We discussed this question now once. Uh, what makes it say 100% in life? And apologies if I'm loosely putting this question, but thing is, what is that quality? What is that trait which makes it 100% in life? In the sense that whatever I do, that yes, I have done my bit in a way. Say. So as Nikhil is saying. Prabhupada writes this in the preface, and every Krishna conscious practitioner and person in general, I'm sure, would love this. What does he say? Advancement in Krishna consciousness depends on the attitude of the follower. I would encourage every one of us should repeat this within your hearts or out loud as it suits you. Advancement in Krishna consciousness depends on the attitude of the follower. Hmm? Now, advancement in life. Hmm, Okay, let us keep it a bit safe. People now many people they like this. They say, okay, don't say religion or Krishna consciousness. Say universal. Then it's on. Okay, fine. So advancement in life, that's universal, right? Nothing like religion based on. So advancement in life, advancement in sports, advancement in studies, advancement in cooking, advancement in finance, whatnot, travel and all depends on the attitude of the follower, on the attitude of the practitioner. And why do we say it is attitude that makes it 100%? See, s- again a thing, say, attitude. What is the spelling of attitude, Karthike? You are a bit learned, right, Karthike? What is the
I
spelling of
I am not much learned, Prabhuji. if compared to you or Prabhu here or Prana Prabhu
Okay,
and
so what
everyone.
is the spelling of attitude?
Attitude.
Haribol.
Haribol.
Haribol. Uh, Attitude. So now, see, a simple mathematics, simple say some aptitude oriented or something. If we can see in English language, there are 26 alphabets, right? A to Z, huh? And in arithmetic, one, two, three, four, like that. So A, if I assign one to A as one. Hmm? Then B as 2, C as 3, D as 4. So like that, let's see. A comes 1. T comes where? Come on, Karthik. Come on, Nikhil. A1, B2, C3, D4.
20, Prabhuji.
20?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Sure. Okay. So A1, T20. Then another T. Then I. I is where? 9. Okay. Uh, A T, another T. Then U. U is where? 21. T after U. U after T. Then D. D is 4. E. E is 5. Okay. So now we sum it up. A T T I T U D E. Hmm. A is 1. T T 41. All they become. Okay. Then I, which is 41 and 9, 50. Hmm. Attitude, another T, 50 and 20, 70. Then U, 21, 91. Then D, 4, 91, 4, 95. Karthik, I'm getting right so far.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay, thank you. 95 plus E, which is 5. 95 plus 5, 100. Hyper! Yes, we got it all. Huh? So, say, uh, it is the attitude that makes it 100%. And this attitude is what Krishna is wanting. Hmm? What would be our attitude at the time of death? This is all preparation. This whole life is a preparation to glorify that. Soldiers' life, when they are trained and all, how they are trained and all everything to go for war. Huh? Many soldiers are trained that we are dying to go for war. We want to see a war. Some soldiers they say, "No, I served the country for 20 years, 30 years. I was never posted in a war zone. I never saw war. I never got into war. I missed that." And some said, "Yes, I was posted 5 years. In 5 years, I went to got to go in a war." And when they hear of the war, they are so pumped up and enthused. Yes, we go for our nation and all. So a student's life is what? Awaiting for preparing for examination. Performer, artist, singers, and stage performance. They what? They're wanting to go. When do I go for the stage performance? So say stage performance starts 6 p.m. They could be in their green room and all. When it's 6 p.m. and when do I go in? And they feel it so natural there. Hmm? Stage artists, singers, dancers, comedians, whosoever, they could be performing in front of 10,000, 20,000, 50,000, 100,000 people, right? For us, I cannot speak in front of 10 people. But for them, 10,000, the more excited they feel. And they're just preparing. I want to go into the stage so that what? I leave everything behind what is going on. When I'm in the stage, I'm a different person altogether. So they all are preparing for that stage. Huh? Likewise, politicians preparing for what? Rallies, getting votes, elected, and all. A sadhaka, a spiritual practitioner, where should his focus be? Where should his vision be? His vision should not be like how much knowledge have I acquired, How much enlightened have I become? Look, how many followers have I created? How much money have I raised? How much have I helped the institution? All this. No, not at all. None of this. Huh, no. His focus should be, how can I glorify that? This human life, sacred, pure human life. Look, if what is the perfection of this human form of life? That is the perfection. If we learn how to honor that, huh, this is the training time. How to honor that. Soldiers are trained, artists are trained, chartered accountants, they are trained, doctors, lawyer, engineers. Likewise, a spiritual practitioner, we should train ourselves how to welcome that, how to receive that, how to see that thing. Then, when we glorify, when we make success of this human form of life, see who benefits? The entire universe will benefit. How? The soul proper, who liberated, who went into the transcendental realm, into the company of Krishna, huh, into the pastimes of Krishna. He is there benefiting, say personally, he is giving a newer joy to Krishna. Krishna is receiving that newer joy and love variety. So all of the spiritual world festival there. Then in this material universe also, there will be the blessings of it. Huh? That yes, such is it not in society? Do we not say, oh, one of our North Yorkshire man, he went to fight for the army. One of our this man, one of our Australian, Indian, he went to fight for the army and all. So likewise, one who purifies his life altogether, he leaves behind traces of blessing and all inspiration, all that path for us. So it is the attitude. Attitude sums it up. Whatever we do, it is the attitude. With what attitude we are doing. Huh? Krishna is not about the result. Result is in Krishna's hand. What is in my hand is the attitude. Huh? My problem is I want to swap roles. Krishna, you keep a good attitude. Huh? And let me hold on to the result bit. Let me deal with the result. Let me make the result the way I want it to. And God, from God, we always expect a humble attitude, don't we? Come on, God, how come you do this to me? Huh? Why? God, you're so cruel or unkind. Why to me? Uh, God, this is enough. Enough. So much we try to give education to God. We try to humble God. We try to give him education, or we try to teach him, instruct him, and so on and all. So it is the attitude that Krishna is wanting, that Krishna is asking from us. And see, attitude, the another best part of attitude is attitude can be developed. Attitude can be built, it can be developed. Like we discussed previously once, talent is something hard to develop perhaps. Now now naturally I have a good voice, or my voice is not at all good, say. Now what can I do to make it any good? Not much, no. The voice I've been gifted with, say, whatever it is, not a very sweet voice, say, or something, whatever. Now some are where they are born with good throat, some are born with good looks and all. So talent is something which is, say, coming out of our past life karmas and all. Skills is something which can be developed. One can develop skills. Attitude is definitely which one can develop, which can one can work on a daily basis on having a proper attitude. And then when we develop on that attitude, we are developing life, we are shaping life. Then we are not going through life, we are then growing in life altogether. Huh? This attitude. And this again in spiritual practice or any practice. And it is not that one takes into Krishna consciousness or becomes a monk or lives in a community, Karuna Bhavan or like that he's free from problems. No, problems are there everywhere. You know, we discussed now. Many a times we stumble upon the same problem. Say student doing examination or mathematics problem, or same question. What do I do? Job, same problem. Health, finance, relationships, same problem. I'm always late for train station. Okay, next time I will be better in time. But again, so most of the times we are stuck with the same problem, but we don't learn. And so we end up the same and all. Although we say, yes, I've learned out of it. I've learned a lot. Personally, I feel we don't learn much out of it. Uh, if we learn, we'll become a different person altogether. And human life is giving us that opportunity. Uh, Okay, so we won't have time to go complete the first text for sure. But any thoughts, questions, or comments for now? Okay, so shall we read the first text? Let us read the translation definitely and a bit of the purport. But before we go there, I have a question for all of us. Who would you call a s- powerful person? Who would you call a strength? Who has got a strength, powerful, courageous, valor, powerful person? What constitutes a powerful personality? Who is a powerful person? Is the question a bit too vague or too open? No. Okay, good. So you can unmute and speak. Yeah, Nikhil.
Tolerance.
Good, good, good. Nice.
Prabhuji, the one who is determined.
One who is determined is very powerful, huh? ठीक है. We'll try to refute your answer, Karthik, very soon.
Okay, Prabhuji.
We'll try to. Yeah. Uh, Karthika, you say knowledge as well, huh? One who is knowledgeable is very powerful. Okay. Any other thoughts? So Alicia says someone who has control in over their mind and to the situations and reactions, who are not controlled by their mind, say, but who are in control of their mind and of the situations. Someone who does not get overwhelmed in situations. Hmm? One who listens. Yeah, one who. Okay, okay. Yeah, so one who is a good orator, one who is a good influencer, one who can influence many without objection, say, much, yeah, nice. So on this note, um, one who has a huge following, say one who has a big following, is very powerful. A simple question, say, in a closed room, suppose the nation is having a big trouble, something crisis, war, something has come up. In a closed room, there is the prime minister and the vice prime minister or deputy prime minister. Say prime minister and deputy prime minister, and say defense minister, and say let's bring the finance minister also there. Okay, so there are these four personalities: prime minister, vice prime minister, deputy prime minister, finance minister, deputy and sorry, finance minister, defense minister, and personal advisory person of the prime minister. 5 person. Okay, one who gives personal advice to the prime minister. These 5 people are in a room, closed room, and something big is happening to the country. Who has the more say in the room? Who has the most say in the room? Yeah, say as in who has the most power. Yeah, who has the most power control in the room? Huh?
The one
Okay,
closest to
so
the Prime Minister.
the one closest to the prime minister, good one. Ritesh is one who is the personal assistant to the PA, prime minister, has the most power. Who is most powerful in that room? So, yeah, whoever has influence over the others. Whosoever can influence, because it's a closed room. 5 of them. On paper, prime minister is the most powerful on paper, but in that closed room, whosoever has more influence. Whosoever can exert his influence, whosoever can say his say. Hmm? It could be the personal assistant of the prime minister, it could be the prime minister, it could be the defense minister, the finance minister, or the deputy prime minister, but whosoever. Okay, so let us see this text one, and this text one will tell us actually who is the most powerful personality in this world. Who is the most powerful? The text one. So Nikhil, Harsha, or Karthike, whosoever, whenever you are ready, open this NOI text one. We go through the translation. We won't be able to do the purport through all today, but let us see whatever purport we can read. Whosoever, and this translation should
Prabhuji,
let us
where do I find the
nectar of
link, Prabhuji?
instruction, the first softer preface, right?
Yes. NOI 1.
Yes.
Yes, Prabhuji.
And this very first text, Srila Rupa Goswami is telling us who is the most powerful personality. And actually, tell you what, who has to become the most powerful personality? I'm seeing four powerful personalities right now in front of me, or who have to become the most powerful personalities. Hmm? We all have to become the most powerful personality. So let us check. So this text one, I will ask Alicia to read the translation when it comes to reading the translation. Vacho vegam manasa krodha vegam jiva vegam udarpasta vegam etan vegan yo visaheta dhira sarvamapi mam prithvim sasishyat. So, Alicia, whenever you can read translation, please. It should be on Pip's phone. Yes.
The next page.
Alicia, can you read translation?
Yeah,
It should be on the
I
phone.
think you have to mute on that one. Otherwise, there's no people. Yeah. Oh, no. How do I get back to the yeah, thank you. So from here. A sober person who can tolerate the urge to speak, the mind's demands, the actions of anger, and the urges of the tongue, belly, and genitals is qualified to make disciples all over the world. In Srimad
Haribol! Were you all able to hear, Alicia? Were you able
No,
to hear?
no,
No?
Prabhuji. No.
Okay. So we'll try now. You should be able to hear her now. Alicia, read translation and read purport also, one paragraph, the first paragraph of purport. Yes.
so just that bit.
Read the translation purport.
A sober person who can tolerate the urge to speak, the mind's demands, the actions of anger, and the urges of the tongue, belly, and genitals is qualified to make disciples all over the world. In Srimad Bhagavatam, Pariksit Maharaja, placed a number of intelligent questions before Sakadeva Goswami, One of these questions was, why do people undergo atonement if they cannot control their senses? For instance, a thief may know perfectly well that he may be arrested for his stealing, and he may actually even see a thief arrested by the police, yet he continues to steal. Experience is gathered by hearing and seeing. One who is less intelligent gathers experience by seeing, and one who is more intelligent gathers experience by hearing. When an intelligent person hears from the law books and sastras, or scriptures, that stealing is not good and hears that a thief is punished when arrested, he refrains from theft. A less intelligent person may first have to be arrested and punished for stealing to learn not to steal. However, a rascal, a foolish man, may have the experience of both hearing and seeing and may even be punished, but still he continues to steal. Even if such a person atones and is punished by the government, he will again commit theft as soon as he comes out of jail. If punishment in jail is considered atonement, what is the benefit of such atonement?
This Parikshit Maharaj inquired, Drishta Shutabhyam Yat Papam Jananapyatmano Hitam Karoti Bhuyo Vivasa Prayaschitamato Katham Kvachin Nivartate Bhatrat Kvachit Charati Tat Punaha Prayaschitamato Partham Manye Kunjara Sochavat.
He compared atonement to an elephant's bathing. The elephant may take a very nice bath in the river, but as soon as it comes onto the bank, it throws dirt all over its body. What then is the value of its bathing? I can't say this word. Similarly, many spiritual practitioners chant the Hare Krishna Maha mantra, and at the same time commit many forbidden things, thinking that their chanting will counteract their offenses. Of the 10 types of offenses one can commit while chanting the holy name of the Lord, the offense is called committing sinful activities on the strength of chanting the Hare Krishna Maha mantra. Similarly, certain Christians go to church to confess their sins, thinking that confessing their sins before a priest and performing some penance will relieve them from the results of their weekly sins. As soon as Saturday is over and Sunday comes, they again begin their sinful activities, expecting to be forgiven the next Saturday. This kind of prayaskita, or atonement, is condemned by Parikshit Maharaja, the most intelligent king of his time. Sakadeva Goswami, equally intelligent as befitting the spiritual master of Maharaja Parikshit, answered the king and confirmed that his statement concerning atonement was correct. A sinful activity cannot be counteracted by a pious activity. Thus, real prayaskita, atonement, is the awakening of our dormant Krishna consciousness.
Karthik, were you able to hear now? Others, were you able to hear
Yes,
Anisha
Prabhu.
now? Oh,
Yes.
हरि बोल जय. Okay. ठीक है, screen हटा सकते हो. So, who is the most powerful person in the universe? Nikhil had said about tolerance, right? Who is the most powerful? To the degree we have self-control in life, to that degree we are powerful. And you know, society is opposite. Society works opposite. Society is like loose control. Through intoxication and many other ways, lose control. Then we find very powerful. You know, in society, one who can speak, I mean, correct me, and I'm not trying to willfully or something paint a negative or a bad picture of the society, whatever it is, whatever I have experienced or little bit I have seen, and please correct me if it's any different in Australia, America, or India and other places and all. Huh? The one in society, one who can speak more brash, one who can speak more blunt, one who can speak more harsh. You know, some many comedians, they don't like some of the many comedians. The comedy is very dark. It's very definitely adultery or something, sexual content, let's say, and it's uh, very gross, very gross, very down putting and all. So in society, one who can speak more foul language, abusive language, more sexual content, say, more brash, more and all. Yes, powerful something. One who can, yeah, one who can say again, one who can drink more, one who can something is more powerful. So in societal sense, one who can easily get succumbed to the demands of the mind and senses, easily get succumbed and pull others in. uh. So again, remember that thing. One room, prime minister is there, deputy prime minister is there. Who else is there? Finance minister. Who else? Defense minister. Who else? Personal assistant to the prime minister. Who is more influential? Who is more powerful? One who is more influential. One who can sway others and all, get them. Likewise, I myself also, who is, I am also, say, in one room. What is this room? This body. And who all are there with me? The soul proper is the prime minister. The soul proper is the king. Who else is there? The intelligence. Huh? Intelligence is, say, the deputy prime minister, the vice prime minister. Who else is there? Mind. Mind is, say, the personal assistant to the king. Huh? Who else is there? The finance minister, the senses, huh? The defense minister, the desires and all. Now, in my existence, who is influencing me? My mind, my intelligence, my ego, my desires, my thoughts, where? Or the proclivity of the soul, is that influencing me? The soul proper. What is the proclivity of the soul proper? The natural proclivity of the soul proper. The food of the soul proper is to love and serve. To love and serve, and the saturation it will find when it loves and serve Krishna. Uh, That is when it will, the soul proper will find fulfillment, complete fulfillment. In society, we experience when we love and serve the society, do some community work, we find satisfaction, some peace. When we help out brothers and sisters, someone, we find some satisfaction, peace. Now, expand that. This is a bit of a mundane example, but still expand them by I don't know how many million, trillions times. But that same propensity, proclivity, mood to love and serve, when it is channelized towards Krishna, that is where the soul finds its fulfillment. That is, otherwise, we all are driven by our lower nature, by the mind, by the intelligence, by the egoistic desires, thoughts, and so much so. So, who is the most powerful person? To the degree we have self control, that to that degree we are in power, to the degree we are naturally tolerant. One is to tolerate, tolerating but suffocating. You know, many times we tolerate but we are suffocating inside. Hmm? Many women, irony, many women in India, outside of India also, I believe, in domestic household lives, tolerating and suffocating also inside. So that is one thing, tolerate and suffocate. Another is what? Same, tolerate and suffocate, or tolerate and feel the pain, still feel the brunt, feel the heat, and feel the disturbance. And this is not natural tolerance. This is like forced tolerance or out of compulsion or no choice. Another is what? Tolerate without being disturbed. Hmm. Tolerate naturally. Tolerate breathingly, not suffocatingly. So that stage when we can naturally tolerate the urges. So I know time is catching up on us. Hmm. One short note, think of it. Has any one of you fasted ever? I know Harsha has, Nikhil has, Karthike has, Anuja. Alicia ever done fasting, sir? Ritesh has done, and our dear friend Devalika have. I don't know if she has ever done fasting, but say imagine someone fasted, say 24 hours, just took water, say. Now, the next day, naturally, he will be very hungry, right? Or someone fasted from morning till evening time, say, student working somewhere, fasted from morning till evening time. And see, student comes home. What does he tell mom? I'm very hungry. Make me some food. Meaning, make me some delicious food, something lovely which I really like, not something simple, something grand, isn't it, Abhinaja? And then what do? We want to tuck in, we want to dive in, we want to crash into the food. How much can I? So, control is required what? It is perhaps easier to fast. What is more difficult? When the food, how to break the fast. When the food is in front of us, and having that control. So that is controlling without getting agitated. That is controlling without getting disturbed. That is proper tolerance. That is natural tolerance. We have to come to a state that we don't even realize, recognize, we don't even connect, we don't even intellectualize or our mind that actually I'm tolerating something. It has to come naturally to us that we are not getting dissuaded or persuaded or tempted or distracted. Now, this world we tolerate mostly out of force, out of pressure, because we are helpless. We don't have an option. No, COVID lockdown put us on knees in many a ways. We had to tolerate, and we tolerate suffocatingly, and one is natural tolerance. So whole day I might not have had anything to eat, say, just drank some water and did some physical labor, tired, long travel distance and all, coming home. And now when food is in front of me, say 15 items, and I know some of those items are not good for me, like maybe milk does not go, dairy does not go, some sweets and all, how much can I tolerate then? I know that okay, if I take a minimum plate and minimum diet, I will get good rest and next day I will be able to wake up early in the morning easy and more energetic. And I know if I eat more, I won't get good sleep. I will feel very heavy. It will take me long to go to bed. And next day morning also I will feel heavy and it will be slow. So how much natural? So does this somewhat kind of fall in line. Who is the most powerful person? We all have to become the most powerful person. This is our individual's responsibility. Each individual's responsibility, actually. This is not my mom's responsibility or my dad's or the prime minister's or someone else. No, this is an individual prerogative, my own initiative, my own responsibility. And until and unless I understand this, I learn this, how can I go any further in life? How can I go any further in life? And life meaning student life, working life, and of course, Hare Krishna life, Krishna conscious practitioner life. Okay, any thoughts, questions, comments, or clarifications, or perhaps we. Okay, we'll give you peace here. Mm. We'll continue tomorrow. This is something we cannot close or do in one session and we don't want to rush or but just to maybe summarize, see Nikhil, this is what uh, human life is meant to glorify that. For a spiritual practitioner, that should be his focus, his center or preparation. As a student prepares for examination, furthermore, wedding time, boy and girls, they do so much preparation. All is what? For that wedding, event management for that event. So a sadhaka's Externally, we are in the society, externally, we are there. Internally, this mood has to come about internally throughout. And it is not an overnight thing, definitely. It's not an overnight thing or a fortnight thing or a monthly thing. It is a journey. But the sooner we embark on this journey, and what will help us keep progressing in this journey? The attitude. Attitude. If we have the right attitude, we will find help. If we have the right attitude, then we'll know Krishna is on everyone's side and I can be on Krishna's side. I perhaps am not yet there on Krishna's side, may not be fully, but one day for sure I have to come fully on Krishna's side. And that joy will be limitless. That will be proper living. Okay, thank you very much for your kind participation and attention, time, and encouragement. We'll continue tomorrow. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Mm.